I'm Sandy Jones. I'm currently the chairman of the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission, and I'm running for Commissioner of Public Lands.
Great. And what skills in your first term on the PRC have you learned that would, and through life actually, that would qualify you to be the state's next land commissioner?
Well, from the PRC, of course, I've learned to be a tough regulator. I've learned to balance interests. My business background, my 28 years in business, has brought me a business savvy that I think the Land Commission needs.
And then obviously going forward, as people are proposing renewable energy projects that need to be built on state lands, what innovative ideas do you have for the office?
Well, first of all, the renewable energy economy in New Mexico is going to be alive and well and very important. We have a lot of opportunity here in New Mexico. What we have to have where it relates to the state land office is, state land office has a lot of land. And we need to know where to place those renewable projects and where they will maximize the return to our educational facilities. For location, 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 we always talk about that. So a well-placed renewable project should garner a higher lease or return to the state. One further away may not need to be leased that high, and that's where I come in. I understand where those projects ought to be located.
Do you think that these projects now are being vetted well?
Well, I think we need to do more. Every day or every week, we'll have a couple of guys come into my office talking about the greatest renewable project, the one that's going to set us apart from now on. And you know, we know the tire kickers, we know the ones that are for real. I don't know if they're vetted well enough. I do know that if we're going to enter into a lease or a project, that we should enter into folks who are ready to go, folks who are funded well, folks who have experience, folks who have a market, and folks who understand the transmission requirements for an electrical project that are there. That's an expertise that is developed over time, and one that I've developed in the last 2.5 years.
And with your business experience, you know that all good contracts really need an exit strategy. In uranium mines, the state's still cleaning up some of those. Do there need to be good exit strategies for these renewables?
Exactly, and I think that may be the one thing that we may not be looking at when we look at leases. The guys that are coming in, are they leasing the land to flip and lease out to someone else, or a speculator, so to speak? But the one thing I think that we really need to look at is what happens when a project fails. You spend $500 million on a solar project and it fails and has to be demoed or whatever that case is. How much is that going to cost? How are we going to accomplish that? Who's going to pay for that? And I think that's something that needs to be looked at the front end as we make the lease. Do we need bonds? Do we reclamation bonds? That kind of thing that we would have required in the mining industry.
And a lot of, speaking about looking at things, some folks have said it's time to look at perhaps selling off part of the state's permanent fund, which is the lands, in order to make up for some of the revenue and cover the state's budget deficit. Your thoughts?
Easy. No. It's cloudy, but it isn't raining yet, and it's not time to sell anything.